Yo, yo, yo. You now tuned in to Preference the Podcast. You know, exclusive interviews, all real talk. Told y'all, 2021 first interview, Quay the King. Sit down here talking, man.
I already know what it is, man. Let's go.
Yo, first off, I want to congratulate you on your first mixtape at the end of the year, fourth quarter. So I know you got the good feedback from there.
Classic.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Why did you feel like it was right then and there to put out that body of work?
Really, man. I dropped, man. I think in March I dropped Pain Season.
Pain Season, okay.
It was just because niggas been going through some shit before that for the last few years, man. Y'all know how that shit been fucked up out here. But I dropped Pain Season, man. I ain't put no videos or nothing. Like, but it was the shit is if you listen to Pain Season, the shit heat.
Yeah.
I just like niggas be like niggas you wasn't. They don't know what I've been doing, like I wasn't working or something.
COVID-19 and all that.
But I've been working. Shit, I've been non-stop probably, man, for the last. When I'm out here, when I'm free, I'm working most of the time. So
that's a fact. We're gonna get into the venting. We're gonna get into the mixtapes. We're gonna get into everything. I just want you to let everybody know, introduce yourself, let everybody in the world know where you grew up at, where you coming from, Syracuse, New York, everything. You know, we're gonna get into your childhood and how everything was. You know, how the trials and tribulations and stuff like that. So, what part of town of Syracuse did you grow up in?
I'm from the southwest side of Syracuse.
Southwest side, and how was your upbringing?
Man, it was kind of like it was typical for a young black nigga to be living in the hood, man.
Was it fun as a kid?
I grew up. I had my mom and my dad for till I turned probably about 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
My dad ended up getting locked up. He went to trial. He blew trial on a drug case. He ended up getting 15 years of life.
Okay.
So about 7, 8, he was gone, and it was just me and my mom left and my little sister.
Okay.
So it was just going from there. It was, you know.
So what you do as a kid? Your pop's not there. Your mom working? How many jobs?
Yeah, my mom was always working, man. She was always overnight. So I was watching my little sister most of the time when I was a kid growing up.
Okay.
And I was taking care of the house, cooking for her, cleaning up, stuff like that.
So was it Little League basketball, sports?
You know, we was playing. I used to go to Southwest Center.
Southwest Center.
That's I probably started going there. I went to school there first when I was like 4 years old.
I think everybody in Syracuse, New York, done been to the South, attended, done been in the Southwest Center.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. West, East, South, North.
That's crazy because
my mom was the library. My mom was the librarian at Southwest.
A lot of us that grew up, like it's crazy that me and you is doing an interview. You know, just the situation. Like I mean, you know, me and you brothers that we've
that's
been
a fact. Locked
forever,
in,
man. Like it never been nothing, man, with us. But it's crazy that we're doing an interview and
they probably looking at us like, yo.
But a lot of niggas that's from your side, your neighborhood, grew up with me in Southwest. Like we all grew up together since we was kids, so it's not really, it's not like out of the order for niggas to get together.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, when did the music come a part of your life? When did that transpire from the basketball to running around?
Basketball, you know, basketball and sports. When you were a kid, everybody playing sports and everything. Me and when I was just in the house, like I had cousins, like my cousin Tron, he was rapping. I always tell this story since I was probably. He was like somebody I looked up to a lot. So whatever he is doing, I was trying to do. And once I heard he was rapping and I was hearing it, like they was in the kitchen one day, and I'm just like, man, it was him and a few other dudes in the kitchen. I'm hearing them, they writing their music and all that. I'm probably like 8 years old at the time. So I'm like, I ain't say nothing to him or nothing. I just went to go grab me a little notebook, a pen, start writing down the rap. It did. As I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, I'm liking it. I'm like, oh, yeah, this alright. For me to never do this before. So I went in the kitchen. I handed them the paper. They reading. They like, nigga, you ain't write this shit. Nigga. I'm like, yo, that's my word. I just. And from there, like my cousin used to help me a little bit. He used to help me like, this is how you supposed to do it, like show me how to write bars and verses and all that.
Yeah.
So it probably started when I was like 8 from just being influenced by him.
So when the music came, okay, I know going back all the way back when you was like in high school and stuff, I seen the researchers, you linked up with Set Trippin', you know, Doom and all, you know.
Cause I was always like, everybody from my neighborhood and around the area, they knew I was rapping. They knew, they just, from just in like cookouts and everything, rapping on like answering machines and all that back in the days. Everybody knew I was rapping, but Doom had the Set Trippin' thing going on. My man Doom, man, shout out to him.
So you linked up with him and stuff?
My pops came home.
Okay.
And he knew my pops, but I didn't know him.
Okay.
So he came home and he came in the crib one day like, yo, someone holler at you, Doom want to holler at you about some rap, some music or whatever. And then from that, me and him got up. And we was doing that for a minute.
So who was you listening to at the time of you elevating, you know, you saying like, you get to that age of high school and stuff like that, you elevate into music and stuff like that. Like, who was your influences?
As a kid, before even high school, it was DMX. I'll say Tron was local, but he was one of my biggest influences. It was Jadakiss, Jay-Z, Nas, people like that. Okay, so once you linked up and started getting the exposure with Set Trippin' and whatnot, did you put out a mixtape? Did you Yeah, I actually dropped the mix. I dropped the mixtape before I even was with Set Trippin'. Okay. I was with Back Out. It was some of my brothers from my neighborhood. Okay. They had their own thing going on. They was older than me though, and they had Back Out Entertainment, and I was like, they were bringing me to the studio, and I just put something together and put it out for them. It was like probably like 5 tracks. So I put it out. Okay. Then when I got with Doom, we did the Set Trippin' thing, and then that's when, once I knew that I could really like, put it together. When Doom went to jail, I just came out with this was 2006. I just came out with my own thing. Cause it was, and then after that, I looked into it. It was B Block. You had your own little movement. That was like, it was really always that. That wasn't really that was really some street shit we had going on, man. Like that was just, nah, it's alright. We ain't gonna talk like that. But it was just really some street shit we had going on. So as you elevating and stuff like that, when did you feel like you reached your peak in music as of like, yo, I got this, like ain't nobody, because I know like it had to be like people in the town rapping at the same time. Because really for me to really how I came out, like it was people it was felony set. I was rapping, but ain't nobody really know. But I was hearing about them a lot. Probably when I was like 16, 17. I was hearing about them, and like my neighborhood was already beefing with their neighborhood. Okay. So I'm hearing about them. Then I'm like, all right, this is how I'm about to come out. I'm about to make myself known by. I'm gonna go at them or whatever. That's a fact. So that's how I really. That's who was rapping back then, and who I was like, I'm in competition with. Okay. So back then, you started rapping, competition and stuff like that. Then the whole music thing got peaked into like sort of kind of beef. So it was a different kind of. Yeah, because it was like for me, the music, like when we used to come at different neighborhoods, it was like for me, it wasn't really just like, it wasn't like rap battle. It was like some shit. I'm thinking like, yo, shit, we beefing with these niggas anyway. It don't even matter. We about to go. Yeah, dude. I'm about to tear their rappers up. That's how I was. I'm like, it ain't really like now. People, it's different because people will be like, yo, like a nigga rap about you, and you be like, I take it personal. You rap about me. We taking it like, yo, when we see you, this was going. Yeah. But now it's like, nah, it's just a sport. Basically. Yeah, it's just a sport. It's always been a sport, but it just like for me rapping about different neighborhoods and all that stuff. That just made it something different. So at the time of you rapping, you know,
local beef and neighborhood beef and stuff going on and stuff like that? Did you put out a mixtape through all?
Yeah, that's when I really came out with the B Block and Face Mob and all that.
So with the mixtapes that you was coming out with, how was you promoting it? How was you getting it to? Like, what was your
theme? I'm glad you said that shit, because I was just talking about somebody about how now
it's
a lot different. Yeah, I had to really adjust to this. That's why a lot of people like, yo, they be asking me, yo, you just drop. I'm like, yo, I just dropped some shit. But niggas won't know because of the way it's different now.
Yeah,
like for me, growing up, it was like, nigga, I'm gonna make my CD and I'm gonna get out here
and grind.
Yeah. Like I'm hustling. That's how.
That's a fact.
Like, but now it's like, it's the internet now, and it's like these young dudes. I seen them. I had to ride their wave, even though I ain't really on. Like, I don't even like to be on the cameras, like making live videos, rapping and shit. Like, I never really liked to do that shit. But I know that's what you got to do now. Yeah, but it took me a while to really adjust to that shit. That's why a lot of people be like, yo, it wasn't really handing because I wasn't really promoting it right.
You heard it first. It's different now when it's music.
You gotta adjust to that shit.
Back then it was like he said, felony set. You had MOB. You had
MOB too.
You had people everywhere. Every neighborhood had a little rap clique, and everybody was linking up, and everybody was doing their music, and everybody was trying to.
Yeah, we had
Chief Keef before Chief Keef.
We had beef with MOB too, but it was rap. We was cool though. We was cool at the time. We was fucking with each other, man.
That's a fact. Word to me, because we was in them studios too at that time, man. Everything.
Yeah, it was cool. We was just fucking with each other,
everything
man.
was percolating. So let's talk about during your upbringing and everything with the rapping and stuff like that. You get incarcerated. You get incarcerated. The Rico.
That's like after all the beat block and all that and everything with that.
Did you ever in them? Did you feel like that was your peak in the music?
Hell no.
You felt like that was just the stagnant?
Nah, at the time, every time when you're doing music, you feel like it's your peak.
Every time you
until you know you could do better. Like,
yeah.
Like every time I drop something, I'll be like, yo, this is the best shit I did.
So basically, every time you drop something as an artist, you feel like that's the best body of work you ever had.
I wouldn't say like the body of work, because you really don't know, like, as through the process of you writing like for me, doing venting, this my last shit, I didn't know what it was gonna be.
Okay.
And probably until like the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Cause I really started writing it after my man died in my studio. I couldn't write for about probably like a month after that. Probably like 2 months. And then I was just laying in the bed one night and shit just started coming to me. I started writing. I wrote one of the tracks on there, and then I didn't write. Again, I couldn't write. It's just all the shit that be on your mind. That shit be. You can't. I gotta be comfortable when I write and shit.
So is it a different message from now to then? So what was the first when you first started rapping? What was the message that you feel like you was giving out, or what was you preaching, or was you a street rapper? What was you?
For me.
What was your lane?
Nah, for me, I don't understand that when they be saying lanes and all that shit with music, because it's not for me. Whatever going on in my life at the time, that's what I rap about.
Okay.
It's not. I don't be trying to rap about a certain thing or try to fit this whatever was going on. I just rap about was straight from my heart. What's going on in my life.
Okay.
It's never really. That's just how it go for me.
Okay, so now you rap and you transition from. I'm not saying you transition from set trip, but you came, like you said, you got.
It was a transition.
It gave you, you got your knowledge from Doom. He gave you the knowledge of the music that he knew, and you transitioned and you made your own platform.
Yeah, it was really more just me, just really wanting to talk about what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to just get my own shit going. Like I wanted to talk about what I really knew. Like, when I was with Doom, like he was more of like the business shit. Okay. He wanted to make songs and this type, but I just wanted to just rap. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. That's when I would start when I went to Face Mob and B Block and all that. Shit. What we was doing, we was in the hood. I was just rapping about regular hood shit.
So so at that time you wasn't never worried about getting signed? Like your concern was
Hell nah. I never thought about that shit. Back
never?
Then.
never
I swear, and to the end, before I went to jail, that's when I started thinking about it. But when I was coming out, it was a lot easier back then because I wouldn't be thinking about how I think now. Because now I be like, yo, I gotta do something. I gotta do something fast.
Yeah.
But then I was just, it wasn't nothing, no other concerns, but just, oh shit, I'm just rapping, man.
Either the block studio or like.
This what we doing.
Okay. So I respect.
But now, like I'm trying to get the fuck away from this shit. I'm trying to make a better life. Right? Like,
so
I ain't in the hood. In the hood, you only got so many years. You could just be running around and shit. But some shit catch up to you.
Yeah, man. We all trying to make it out. That's a fact. We all trying to make it out that. So the music, like you said, you in your neighborhood, you rapping, beefing and stuff like that. You catch a case.
Yeah, So in 2009, that shit happened, man.
I was looking up July 2009.
June 18th.
June 18th, 2009.
Rico came. That date. Yeah, we got hit with the Rico. Me and 11 other of my boys that hit us with the 110 shit, the Rico.
So what was going? Was you already in jail or was you?
Nah, I was out on bail. I was out on bail
fighting another case.
Actually, this how they got me though, because I was just about to. I was fighting a case for like a year, a shooting case.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, yo, they didn't really have no evidence, but I was just getting tired of it. And I'm like, man, fuck it. They got me down to a year in bail. I'm like, shit, hell yeah, I'm taking that shit. That shit right around the corner from the crib. I'm like, yeah, so I copped out like June 10th or June 11th. They hit us with a Rico June 18th. I didn't have no charges before that. So if I would have held off just a little bit longer, I wouldn't have got hit with the Rico. They was waiting for me to sell the case up. They told me that. They said.
So 2009, you get hit with the Rico. Where was you at when they came and got you?
I should have been home. I was at my mom's crib, man. But man, one of my baby moms was beefing at the time. I stayed at my mom's crib. I should have been home. It would have changed nothing, but I was at my mom's crib at the time.
Came and got you, or to me?
That was the craziest day. I mean, like, cause I'm thinking it's crazy. Cause matter of fact, it's me, my man Art that died, and one of my cousin Gaz that died. And we was the night before that. We on my front porch, my mom's front porch. We smoking and shit. And they both of them niggas like, nah. Matter of fact, Art was like, nah, he ain't believe it. But Gaz was like, yo, man, they about to come get us, man. And I'm like, hell nah. I'm like, nah, they ain't gonna get us, man. That shit, man, niggas talking. Cause we was hearing this shit the whole summer.
Yeah.
Bitches was calling me like, yo, you alright? I'm like, what? The fuck you talking about? They like, yo, you got hit. They said y'all got hit. I'm like, hell nah, we ain't get hit with no Rico. Man, they started talking that shit, him and Art started talking that shit. Art like, man, fuck that, cuz I ain't, whatever. And I'm like, man, we ain't getting hit with that shit, man. And cuz like, man, yo, man, they coming to get it. I'm like, damn, nigga, I prayed that night. I was thinking about that shit, how I think about this shit. I'm like, man, I hope they'll come get it.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And then, nigga, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. Man, I'm like, I think I'm dreaming, nigga. I'm like, I'm half up, half asleep. Man, I hear the dogs outside barking. I look out the window, I'm like, I see shit surrounded.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, damn, man.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, these niggas really came. Like,
rushing in, that's a fact.
that shit was crazy. That shit fucked me up, man. Cause I'm like, man, like I'm this one I'm really focused, really getting focused with the music.
Yeah.
This one I'm really like, yo, I'm really about to try to make it. I'm really about to try to take this shit somewhere.
Yeah.
Cause before I wasn't. But then when I caught that case, that shit slowed me down. So the case before the Rico.
Oh, the case.
Yeah, that shit slowed me down though. I been was chilling though for a minute.
So that made you focus on music?
That shit made me focus on music more.
Cause you felt like you was gonna get by because they didn't have no evidence or whatnot. But once you got tired of it, you like, fuck it, I'm a cop out, do the year, and come back with vengeance.
Yeah.
So you get picked up, Rico. You know, everything goes past and stuff like that. After 2 years, you know everything gets.
Nah, you guys. What really happened is what happened in there. Shit. That's what really changed me though.
So what? Like, so okay,
going through that shit, like. Just like not knowing what the fuck gonna happen to you, not like
you wasn't going to court. How like
it's
different because I heard it's different than the state.
Cause first me and all my mans, like me and like 5 of my mans was together at the time for like the first week maybe. Yeah. So when we first in there, I'm like, man, fuck, I'm alright. I could do this shit.
Yeah.
Man. They split us up, man. They sent me and my man to one spot, and the rest of the niggas all over.
Yeah.
So we in there. I'm like, yo, this shit red right there. I'm thinking to myself like, yo, I'm really in some fuck. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at right now. Like that shit fucked me up.
Yeah,
like, yo, I need to, and just man, like knowing there's a lot of shit that niggas do in the streets that shit don't really
go on.
It don't really. But niggas know, like, certain shit. So, you in there, you like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, you start thinking crazy. Like, hold on. I know that's my man. Like, I know we've been together forever, man. But listen, yo. I don't know what this nigga, like, that's how you be. So, that shit really made me, like, that shit had me, like, damn, like. So I got to get my shit together, like I got to get the fuck out of here, like.
That's a fact.
So I'm like, yo, I know I'm like, me snitching is not happening.
That's
like,
a fact.
But man, listen, man, I started getting close to God. That was the only thing I had, bro. Like I'm like, shit was real, man. I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm just here, like, and shit is really real right now.
You hearing it like, first?
Nah, shit is realer than niggas think.
That's a fact. You hearing it, man? This ain't no game. The streets ain't no game. You hearing it
shit
first?
Real, man. Like, yo, so I'm like
that real point blank period.
So I'm like, man, listen, man, I needed help, bro. Yes. I started getting close to God and all that.
So when you mean getting close to the God, you started reading the Bible, started reading the church.
Yeah, I started just like trying to make myself a better person. Really, man, like, cause I'm like, nigga, I'm not trying to spend my life in this shit. I'm fucked up in here.
You started reflecting, everything started hitting you at the time and
I'm like, I know I got talent. Like I could be. I feel like a lot of niggas, man, if you a real nigga, man, you feel like a fucking fool in jail, bro. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I so much shit I could be doing, man. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at these niggas like, nah, man. So
I know. So was it offers off the rip? How did that?
Nah, I ain't talked to nobody. I didn't really once I really started getting closer to God, I started believing I could make it out. I started believing it was gonna change, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't really even give a fuck about nothing else. All I cared about was like, yo, as long as I got God with me, I'm not worried about that shit. I just said fuck it after a while. I ain't talked to my lawyer for like probably like the first 7 months. And then he came to me talking about, yo, they trying to offer you, they pull up the fucking, they got, because of the feds, they got like different timelines and shit what you be on and shit. He come like, yo, right now you right here, category this, whatever that, you facing 11.5 years. I say, yo, man, alright, I'm gonna holler at you, man. When you come back with a Lord, I'm gonna holler at you. I walked out. Bro,
when they sober.
Yeah, I said, man, ain't no way I'm doing that. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, on some real shit, I'm like, yo, no. Man, I know I did some shit, man. I ain't doing no 11.5 years. That's my word, man. I'm like, hell nah.
Like you said, like, jail was whack. You was like you said, you was going through the transition, you was finding out how everything was going and stuff like that. They offered you 11.5 years, you said come back with a better offer.
Come back. I told the nigga, man, listen, bro, I don't know what you talking about right now, man, but I'm not doing what you saying, and I'm not taking no 11 years. I'm out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you talking about. I ain't see that nigga for another 1.5 years, probably.
Another year and a half?
That's my word. I ain't see that nigga until he told me, yo, next time I seen him, he said, yo, man, you can't beat this offer. They telling you, they want to offer you 46 months. They just want you to cop out. Because I was one of the last two to cop out in my case. I was down 27 months. I copped out at 24 months. So I'm like, they said the time, I'm like, man, fuck that shit. I'm tired of this shit anyway. I'm about to come home. They only offered me 46 months. I already did 2.5 years then, and shit, I said, fuck it, I'm out. But that shit was definitely, that shit really changed me though. That going through that shit, that whole situation, that shit really changed me. Made a nigga really think like, man, I ain't trying to be up in this shit like this, man.
So you go through the trials and tribulations of a federal case. You home you said 2009.
I came home 2011, September.
A new outlook on life. You said everything you done been.
Yeah, that shit was the hardest part, man. Because when I came home, like, I'm thinking the way I'm thinking, but all my friends and everybody out here, they like, yo, what the fuck this nigga talking about? Like,
so you come on, hold on. Let's backtrack. I don't want to get too far. Okay, so
I come home. I'm gonna tell you. Came home. I got the whole fucking hood, the whole block, all the young niggas in my hood. Everybody, they ready to do whatever the fuck I say. I'm like, hell no. I'm not about to go back in that shit. Hell nah, so niggas, slowly niggas just stopped coming, slowly, day by day, they was getting the picture. Bro, it's over. I'm not doing that. Man, like, yo, if you want to fuck with me on the shit I'm talking about, I'll fuck with you. But that shit fucked me up, but shit, that shit made me a better person, man. But
so let me ask you a question. Before I missed this question. When you said you got good with God, what you did before you went to jail? Did you believe in God?
Yeah, I always did.
But it was just the way you was living. But the way you was living, you
just know I was.
Said you okay.
Fucked up shit out here.
Yeah. I respect. So once you got into the federal penitentiary and stuff like that, you ended up basically finding God and really, like, was you still Christian? Did you turn like?
Nah, I wouldn't say I turned nothing. I was always what I was. I just always believed in God. I didn't turn into
Christian or you Muslim or what you?
Nah, I just believe in God,
you
bro.
Believe in God, okay.
I believe in God and Jesus, but I won't say I'm Christian. I don't know what. I never read about nothing that say Christian and shit.
Okay. So you come home, like you said, everybody on a different page than you. So when you first come home, you said you got everybody want to see Quay.
Everybody wanted me to tell them, yo, let's go do this, bro. Hell nah. I'm like, yo, listen, man. I'm like, yo, I need some time to think. First of all, I didn't even know I was coming home. I came home at court. I came home when I was at sentencing.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to miss that part because that shit. When he told me that I could go home out the courtroom, then I did that thing. I said, yo, that's what really made me believe in God. I said, hey, yo, ain't no way God ain't real. This shit crazy. He said, yo, you know what? You did your. Man, I made a speech. I wrote a little letter the night before, a speech I was going to say. And I read that. Once I said that shit, that nigga was like, yo, listen, man, I know you. I don't believe what you saying with your words and all that. I know this your first time really being in trouble and all that, man. You only facing 46 months. I'm going to just let you go home. Man, I said, oh, hallelujah. Word. I said, yo, hell, what? That shit, I said, man. And then when I came home, really, I just was like, niggas was just expecting who you was. They're like, nigga, man, this nigga talking some bullshit right now.
So you came home, what you felt like, what was your vibe? Like
I wasn't really, I was the same, I just wasn't,
you wasn't
I was just to myself.
Okay.
I just wasn't, listen, man, I'm not about to go back to jail.
Point blank period.
The shit that I just beat, like, niggas don't know, like, it was a lot of shit that could have happened, bro. Like, and the shit that I just beat, that's a blessing, bro. You gotta take your blessings when you get them, man.
Gotta take your.
I don't care what nobody's saying, nigga. Them niggas don't. They not gonna be in that shit with you, nigga. You gonna be there by yourself. So I don't give a fuck what niggas be talking about.
You heard it first on Preface the Podcast, man. Talking about the penitentiary, man. When you get there, understand you there by yourself.
Shit, anywhere in life.
You heard me, your own 10 toes, man. So be comfortable in your own skin. Be yourself, man. Don't try to portray
That's the realest
something.
nigga to me, a nigga that be yourself. Nigga that do what the fuck he feel is right and he don't let nobody else control his mind. That's a real nigga to me.
So, okay, let's get back to it. So you come home, you say, you interact, then boom, boom, boom. How the music? Now you get back into music?
Yeah, but like for the music, like for me, I stopped cursing, all that. I just feel like for me, I was paying God back for what he did for me, for letting me out and just helping me get through that shit. Like, so I stopped cursing for a minute. Like, I just was like giving thanks to him basically. Like niggas, a lot of people ain't understand that. They're like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, this nigga talking, like, this nigga bugging out. Like, but I'm like, man, niggas don't really understand like the type of relationship that I got.
Did you have kids when you went to jail? Like, how did you have any kids out here when you was going through all that situation?
Yeah, I had one on the way.
You had one on the way, so
when I came home when he was 2.
Oh, so she was pregnant when this all
everything. She had him when I was in there.
Okay.
My first Quadjo, shout out to Quadjo. He probably watching this shit.
That's what's up. So, okay, you come home to music different and stuff like that. You say you paying God back for what it means, the blessings that he give. God do give them blessings. Don't never mistake that. I don't care your trial. Don't let nobody judge you. Trials and tribulations, you one with God. Once you get one with God, you don't let nobody opinion, nobody.
Man, because niggas is evil out here. People evil out here, man. You could be a real nigga and still be who you is, bro. That's what, like, you ain't gotta be evil, bro.
That's a fact. So you get, okay, so you come home, the music different, or to me, you're not cussing and stuff like that. Yeah. How did the transition get back until, you know?
For me, like, over and over, for me, I'm competitive as fuck, yo. Like, I'm the most competitive nigga you probably gonna meet. When it comes to music, I'm competitive. So once I come home and I'm hearing.
Who you heard when you first came home? Who you heard? Who was popping when you first came home?
Little nigga Ryder was popping.
He was popping?
Yeah, he was popping. But when I'm hearing this shit, like, I know disrespect. I sort of I just ain't really. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, it go from me to this shit. Hell nah. I was like, so it was just more and more building up in me. Then it was other niggas. Nigga, his man Cam, me and him got into some shit. But man, we deaded this shit and whatever, man. Nigga caught a case, whatever. But
free Cam,
we got into some shit. We got into a little rap shit, but that shit ain't about nothing. That nigga was like family, but the nigga got on some bullshit with me, man.
Yeah, the music, it's sometimes just music, people vent how to,
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Once we talked and shit, he told me about whatever his problem was or whatever with it. And I understood where it's coming from, so we deaded the shit. But for me, man, once I hear, if I hear if my man come telling me about another nigga, that shit piss me off more than anything. Like, I don't want to hear about no other nigga. You bop that head. Nigga, you got to be talking about me and only me. So, with a nigga, so that shit just like, once they, I don't care who it is, that shit bring a different fire in me.
So, you said Ryder, Cam, nobody, who else you feel like was buzzing
at that time? That shit, I'm just saying when I first came
2011,
on. 2011. And then them years later, nigga Chris B started. He came out. He came out on fire. Nigga was flaming. I ain't gonna front. Little nigga was flaming, man. But me and him was like we had a good relationship at first. Like, he was.
Oh, hold on.
Get into that. They say they want to hear it, man.
Yo, when I was a kid, I swear to God on my life, I heard about Chris B before I went to jail. When he was a kid, he was real young. He was living in the valley somewhere.
How old was you when you went to?
I was 19.
You was 19.
Man, I heard about him from way back then. That's my word, man. Like I'm like, yo, who the fuck this little nigga is? Diary, nigga repping the bricks though. I'm like, oh fuck that nigga at that time. But the nigga on some real shit when I came home, the nigga he was cool though. Like we ain't never talked, but you could just tell when you like have little internet shit. Nigga follow me, he used to like my shit all the time, all that shit. This before he even really started popping. He started popping probably like 2015, 16, some shit around there. Cause when I dropped Boston Heavy, the nigga was fucking with that shit hard. Like,
what year you dropped Boston Heavy?
2014.
2014.
That's when we just skipped the whole part. Cause I started cussing again. Like around 2014.
Yeah, we're gonna get in that because, like I said, the transition of, like you said, you came home, the homage to God and everything like that, and you was listening to the rappers, Ryder, Cam, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and them niggas, I ain't gonna take none of them. Them niggas, I fuck with them niggas' music now. That's my word. All them niggas.
Yeah, that's respect. But at the time, you felt how you felt, and you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
I just felt how I felt.
So ain't no diss to them, you know. Shout out to Ryder, shout out to Kim.
That's the whole thing with Chris B though. That's my word. It wasn't like I made a song when this 2015. I made a song. I was dissing everybody, all the DJs, because I felt like they was blackballing me on some real shit.
Okay, hold on. So like you said, you started popping and stuff like that. You heard Chris B and stuff like that. Everything was popping and stuff like that. You felt
that's
like
when they started blackballing me.
You felt like he was fucking with you, and now you said.
And then when he started getting a little attention and shit, once he started, I think that shit made his head big. Cause in my opinion, because niggas be in front. Like niggas was saying because I asked the nigga to get on the song. I didn't ask him actually. My man asked him. I was fucking with my man John Dell. Asked him like, "Yo, get on the song." And John Dell told me the nigga was like,
"Free JD."
Yeah, John. He told me like the nigga was like, "Yo, why he want to do a song with me or some shit?" I'm like, that shit fuck me. I'm like, nigga, I thought you was cool. I used to get a nigga shout outs on Twitter. I'm like, yo, the little nigga Chris B, he nice. He nigga coming up.
Yeah,
shit like that. If niggas could tell you, that's my word. I ain't never said it like.
So they basically caught you off guard because
they caught me off guard, but I didn't. It still wasn't. When I made a song, I'm dissing all the DJs and shit. I ain't even diss him. I said, as far as rap goes, y'all niggas could miss me with that Monster Can bullshit that Chris B. But I wasn't trying to say that. I'm not trying to diss y'all like y'all not good. I'm just saying like. Y'all, I feel like y'all ain't fucking with me.
They said, say that again, man. What you say?
I said, as far as rap goes, y'all niggas could miss me with all that Monster Can bullshit that Chris B. But I wasn't really trying to diss them niggas though. Even in my ad-libs, I say, yo, shout out to them niggas. Y'all niggas keep doing y'all thing. Yeah. And then a nigga came out and said some shit, and I'm like rappers, when you a rapper, you take shots at niggas, man. Like it be underlying shit, but you know, if another nigga hear it, he know what you saying, bro. Like I do the shit all the time. The best rappers is subliminal as fuck. That's right. That's what you do. Jay-Z, the nigga subliminal as fuck. That's what you do. The nigga, he saying this shit. I'm always subliminal. I ain't gonna front. I do that to every rapper, man. If I feel like you popping, nigga, I'm probably talking about you, but I'm not. But I'm not really trying to. If you take it like as I'm trying to
disrespect. It ain't no disrespect. It's like I'm giving you a homage, but I'm letting you know that I'm here. Ain't no shout out to Chris B. He doing this thing right now.
Shout out to all them niggas, bro. I'm not beefing with no. I'm really never beefing. It's never beefing except when it was with. We really beefing with the streets. So I was dissing the West Side and shit. They ain't had no rappers and shit like that. But I was dissing, when I diss certain niggas, the East Side, they had rappers, but we was really beefing. So it was different. Like them niggas like Chris B and them and Cam and all them other niggas, I wasn't beefing with them niggas, man. Them niggas, I never even through all the shit, I never looked at them niggas as I'm beefing with them. Yeah. I never looked at them.
Basically, it wasn't part of your era. Basically,
I'm like, they little boys to me.
Different generation, you know.
Yeah, I never looked at them as I'm beefing with them.
Yeah, like, just different eras, because you know you a few years older than them, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't got no hard feelings to none of them. Still to this day.
Yeah, that's a fact. So after that situation with JD and he asked him to get on the song and then transpired like that, and you felt how you felt. Did you go subliminal towards him? Did you feel like he made a diss track about you first? What was it?
It After I told y'all that line, that's when all subliminal shit started coming. And then what really made me make a diss track to him was because I don't know if I should really get into it.
Talk, nigga.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
Keep it real.
This is what really happened. Like the girl, his baby mom's.
Oh, nah, hold on.
No.
Nah, I'm not gonna say nothing like that. Not like.
Nah, we ain't. I understand. You know.
I'm not gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing crazy.
Nah, I respect you. You know that's
up, bro.
Y'all,
Yeah,
y'all
I'm just saying.
had a personal disagreement instead of it was more personal than it was more personal, never street. Basically, y'all had a personal disagreement or personal.
I really didn't have a personal disagreement.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
First, I didn't really have a personal disagreement. I had more of a disagreement with somebody else because I'm like, yo, like,
Yeah.
we was cool. Then it was something like that. It wasn't really.
So then, okay, you feel like you made a track or whatnot.
He made it once, but the whole distance back and forth started is when one day I was somewhere and I'm looking at and I'm talking to these little kids. Just some little random kids. Like they like, yo, man, when you go diss Chris B back? I'm like, what? Shit. I said, Chris B ain't diss me. They was like, yes he did. Like they singing the rap. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga got this track out about me. That's my word. But I already heard it before, but I ain't paying no attention. I'm like, nah, niggas just be talking, trying to hype some shit up. Man, the little kids start saying some of the words. I'm like, yo, this nigga really just try to sneak diss me, like some real shit. So that night, man, like he been had his diss track, though. He been had it. That night, though, I couldn't sleep, yo. I said, yo, I'm just that competitive. I'm like, yo, fuck that shit, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm dropping my shit tomorrow. I don't give a fuck if he ain't drop his shit yet. I don't give a fuck if he ain't drop his shit yet. I'm dropping my shit tomorrow. Just like I wrote this shit that night, drop that shit tomorrow. Just like that. And then once I dropped my shit, he came out with his shit the next day, so people was thinking like he was coming back at me. But if you really listen to it, I'm saying the shit that he already was gonna say. I said it the night before, bro. That's my word. I've already said, like he said something about my baby moms and the nigga. I already knew he was gonna say that, because they already told me. So once I said it, I'm like, oh, niggas think, like that battle was, I say probably my toughest battle, but I don't, the way that they think it happened, it ain't happen. Bro, I'm saying facts though. To me, I know this shit is facts.
So y'all get into rap. Do you feel like he's taking a shot because you labeled yourself the king? So
Nah. I don't
was
think
he
so.
taking
He took a shot before because of that, but
is he taking the? Was he trying to?
nah, he's supposed to. Like he's supposed to do that. I told him we was in the studio one day, man. That's my word. I was in the studio with him. I said, yo. Listen, man, I don't care if you take shots at me. I'm gonna take shots at you forever until cause you competition.
That's real. That's real though.
I told him you nice, nigga. Like you really nice, man. Like you competition, nigga. I'm taking shots at you. I'm not gonna ask him. He'll tell you. I told him. He's like, all right, yeah, go ahead. You can do it, cause I'm gonna do it. I'm telling you, just like that. To any rapper.
Yeah. So when y'all exchanging tracks and stuff like that, is it just music at this point in time? Is you feel like he made a track, you made a track? Did he make another track or?
Nah, to me, I'm gonna keep it official. Like that whole shit was just music for me. Yeah. That situation, like certain, like I don't like them dudes is like. I don't look at them like
they're not your generation.
Yeah, I don't look at them like I want to really beef with them.
Yeah, they're not in your era. So they basically like when you was at their peak in your young age and stuff like that. Not your peak, but when you was at their age, they was young. They wasn't they wasn't in the streets basically at that.
Yeah, they were. I didn't know them. Yeah. I didn't know who them dudes was. Like
they probably.
So I'm like that. I never really look at it. I'm just telling you like my whole thing is listen, man. Like I don't know what you talking about, but I'm gonna tell you the real truth from me. Yeah. I don't know what you talking about or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you the real truth to all of them. I'm not gonna lie about nothing in there. None is a lie, bro.
Yeah, that's respect. So, if you feel like that, do you feel like you could do music in the future with him?
That's what they just asked too.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Nah, I don't think I could. Nah, I could do music with. I could do music with EB.
Yeah.
I can't do music with him right now. Not right now.
Not right now.
Cause it just be still little stuff going on that I don't really like.
But like you said, it's no beef.
It's no beef.
It's
though.
no beef, so don't take nothing
Nah,
personal.
it's never been no beef with me with him.
Like I say, he got his point of view. He got his preference. You know, he got a right to
People
his
used
preference.
to ask me, little dudes from other people ask me, yo, we see him. I'm like, no, don't live. Ain't nothing like that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not really beef. It's not no beef with like. That's corny. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's respect.
I don't want nothing to happen to them niggas. I want to keep competing with them. That shit making me better.
Yeah, that's a fact. Bro. So you heard it first, man. It's no beef, like he said. He ain't got no problem with him and stuff like that. It's strictly music. You feel like it's competition. You know, they sparring off, and that's what artists do all around the world. So you gotta respect that, man. You gotta respect that. I respect that, or to me, 100%.
It's not no beef, bro. It's never been really no beef with me and him.
So now the music is changing from you starting to rap before jail and stuff like that. Like you said, music. You was going young Quay. You was young Quay.
I was just talking about.
You was young Quay.
Yeah, just talking about young nigga shit.
Yeah, you was young. You transitioned into Quay the King. Yeah. I hear you. I done looked in a couple of videos and stuff like that. They said your favorite rapper is T.I. Your favorite rapper is T.I.?
It used to be.
Used to be? Used to be.
Nah, it used to be.
Okay.
But that's the reason why where that King shit came from. That's the biggest reason where that shit came from. Cause he named his album King. I wasn't calling myself the King. I just started calling myself the King when everybody was getting niggas was getting offended. I see that shit was making niggas mad. I said, yo, fuck it. I'm the King. I'm gonna just say I'm the King. Niggas, cause I named my city King, but I wasn't trying to say I was King.
Yeah, that's respect. So,
but I named it because T.I. did his shit. Like
so the transition in music, you know, we got people in Buffalo, Benny the Butcher and stuff like that made it, but we got people in the Syracuse, New York that you feel me that done touched that. You got you got an artist named Scory. He signed, shout out to Scory, he doing his thing. He linked up with Polo G, He comes from, the cloth that you come from, basically to come to the area or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, he come from my neighborhood.
Okay. Do you have any music together? Do you plan on doing any music?
Nah.
How do you feel about him as an artist?
Nah, he good.
I just asked you mad questions.
Yeah, nah, he good.
Let me slow it down.
Nah, he good. That's little bro, man. He just. Yeah, me and him ain't ever do no music. We were supposed to do some music and shit before he got signed and shit. Like, I ain't even know. This was this crazy story how this shit happened with me and him. I used to see him walking around the hood and shit, but I ain't really know who he was and shit like that. Cause I be on this street, them niggas be on other streets. I just started coming over there on that street that summer. I used to see him a lot. And I'm like, he told me he rap. I'm like, nigga, you don't rap, nigga. Like, fuck with it, whatever. And then I caught the nigga at the studio one day. This was a couple years later after that. And probably like the next year later after I seen him out there. And I'm like, nigga, you really be rapping? Like, shit was sounding alright. Like, it was shit. I'm having a little concert and shit for my city. Come perform at the shit or whatever. He came. They performed the shit.
Word came, show respect.
Shit. That nigga just been after that. That nigga just been like. Nah, this before niggas even knew who he was, nigga.
Oh yeah.
Like, this before I even knew who he was.
What year you think this was?
This shit was like when Discomfort came out, 2000. Probably like 2007. 17? Nah, probably 2017, 18, around there.
So did you? So you seen him, basically, so I'm not saying you seen his growth, but you done seen him walking in your hood from there to blowing up. Like,
yeah,
it seemed like he blew up out of nowhere. Like, for the outside looking in, because, like you said, you don't know him and he was in your hood. So a person like me, I honestly, I didn't know him in the age. He's
way younger than me, so I don't know a lot of them young niggas. I don't know a lot of them young niggas, and then I'll just see him one day and shit and be like, then that's when I'll get a relationship with him. Shit like that. But yeah, he was one of them young dudes running around there, and shit, man, the nigga, he kept, I guess he kept working. I didn't even know he was doing music like that. But shit, shout out to that nigga Salute.
Yeah,
man.
salute to him.
That nigga, you need to go put in a good word for niggas, man.
Yeah.
Word, nigga, that's some real nigga shit. But shit.
So can you think we expect any music with you and Scory in the future?
I don't know. You gotta ask that nigga.
Alright, man. Scory, you
Nah,
know.
I'm pretty sure we will. I gotta get up there though. I gotta get up there though. The nigga, he done leveled up on me.
So you also got Tootsie.
Yeah.
That he's from Syracuse, New York, but at the time he wasn't in Syracuse, New York. But he's Syracuse Southside kid too. You gotta respect it.
I like his music though.
Southside kid
music,
too.
Man.
Yeah.
I like him. They the new wave. They the new wave. Tootsie and Scory, they rap like they the new wave.
But you also got Aaron Cooks that's coming that reasonable drought. Yeah. You also got him now. You know, he came out of nowhere. I'm not saying come out of nowhere because he was always.
Yeah, I always knew him.
He started with Ox.
Yeah,
you know, with Love and Loyalty.
I always knew of him. Yeah.
So shout out to Ox.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, like Aaron Cooks, he started.
Yeah, that
boy done blew up. See that boy's him too.
Yeah, that shit is inspiring for me. Seeing them niggas, man, that shit motivate me. Cause to me, I look at them niggas like, man, them niggas doing that shit. I could do that shit. I could do that shit better, bro. And I could do the shit I do good. So I look at it. That shit is motivation, man. Them niggas they doing something good for all of us. Cause they putting us on the map, man. So now they gonna look. They might find a nigga.
That's a fact. You know, Syracuse artists is now popping, man. You got Chew, you got Evie, you got Evie 100 Mafia. You got.
There's a lot of niggas here though. That got some shit, man.
That's a fact. So everybody cooking up. You got the female artists.
The music good right now out of town.
Yeah, that's a fact. So from all the transition and stuff like that, and all the music and everybody. My biggest question is, one of the questions is, how do you feel the music is different from now? Because you was trying to bring it up in the beginning, how the music is different from now to how you do it and how everything, your content, your material, and how is the music from now to back then?
Now, like a lot of people always be trying to compare that shit. You can't really compare back then to now because I'm a whole different. My mind is all the way different. My brain probably grew a lot bigger, and I know, like I just been through a lot of shit, man. So back then, you just reckless with the shit. You don't even. You just like you living. You just out here doing this shit. You ain't thinking about nothing. Like, and now it's kind of like I'm rapping about shit. Shit is real. I'm rapping about the shit that I've been through, and I'm trying. Find a way out this shit.
And like you're not that 19-year-old kid no more.
Not,
like,
so you can't expect. Man. A lot of niggas that listen to music gotta grow up with the artist, bro. Grow up, man, because a nigga, you ain't 19 like he was 19 when you back then. So if you still talking about this, I mean, if the music, like for me, I think the music is. I don't think me back then can fuck with me now. I will fuck that nigga up. Like that's what I think. Like if we had, cause I'm too smart for it.
I see you trying to do like you gonna do a verses.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do like perform new old and new songs.
Yo, shout out, let the people know.
Yeah, I really don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it's definitely gonna be at the end of this month or the beginning of February. I'm gonna do the Young versus King and the old. I'm gonna just perform a lot of the old shit and the new shit. And we just gonna do it.
Preference definitely pulling up. Show the support, show the love. We're gonna have the cameras out and we're gonna have another exclusive, right then and there. So, like I said, you got the mixtape venting out. You got the hot tracks. You get dropping the videos and stuff like that. But before venting, you had a track called Man Down. You had a track.
That was a crazy ass. That was a bug down.
No, that track, from a fan point of view, I swear that track came out of nowhere because
that shit came out of nowhere for a lot of people.
Me following you all these years, I knew you since I've been in middle school. We've been rocking, like we got crazy stories. More than me, you done saved me before when niggas. You done saved me, niggas trying to jump on me back there, but that's either here or there. You always gave man those that from Syracuse, New
Hey,
York.
yo, that's my only big problem with the nigga. Cause
Hold on. Thought, man, we gotta give him his flowers.
Hell yeah.
Gotta salute him through all the trials and tribulations, everything he done been through, everything that conspired, everything he done said. He's a legend to this town, and he's word to me. You can't deny his greatness and what he done brought to the town. The negativity. I know we all been in the streets. We all as a kid, we all at school of the hard knocks. But at the end of the day, that man is a legend. We're gonna give him his flowers. You know, that man made a platform for every Syracuse artist around. From with you, from Stretch to Evie, Young Weez Evie. From before they even Capo, before the 100 Mile, before that man was really making these tracks.
You know how I came. He was definitely one of my biggest influences.
That's a fact. So
that shit kind of fucked me up with the whole situation though, man.
What was that like?
So they want to know everything.
What was that like?
Nah, like first when he came home, man. He was home before me. I came home. And when I first seen him, it was just like, it was different though. Like, he like, yo, thank you. He's like, yeah, thanks for them shout outs and shit and all that. But you know, rappers is competitive though, bro. He's competitive, man. Like, he's like, nigga, you done took my shit, nigga, when I was gone. He's saying like, yeah.
I done heard a jail call when he was on jail,
so it's more, I understand where he coming from though, cause it's more like, nigga, you my man, I love you, man, but nigga, it's lit, nigga. When they cut it his mic type shit. But he tried to really spin the shit off, acting like I was with some other shit that was against him in the neighborhood type shit. And I'm like, yo, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit, man, or whatever.
So y'all come from the same neighborhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and like I said before, like growing up, seeing your videos and stuff,
I always pay homage. That's what I feel like. That's my biggest problem with these rappers coming up. They don't pay homage on some real shit. They don't. A lot of them niggas like I don't want you to be like, yo, but you always gotta be like, yo, salute a nigga, man. Like don't act like you just did this shit by yourself, cause that's why I pay homage to him, cause nigga, I learned from you. Nigga, I'm not gonna act like I just came out with this shit by myself. Yeah. A lot of niggas now, they don't do that shit, man.
So what was the issue? Like, if you, not to get in all detail, if it's crazy.
Nah, it's
like,
not really.
Is it an issue?
Nah, it ain't no issue now. Like for me, like we got up and talked about that shit, man. But I mean, he probably ain't. He ain't. I don't blame him. You stay over here, I stay over there, bro. But it ain't no issues, man.
Ain't no issues.
It's just like I felt like he brushed me off a couple times when I seen him, but this shit been years. Like it's been years done passed, and I just feel like he be like people, like my man's a highlight. He just say some shit about me, like not talking about me, but just like brushing him off too. Like I ain't trying to talk about the nigga, whatever. And then like I see is like I don't even. It's crazy because since he been home and I've been home, we ain't followed each other on Facebook the whole time. Like we never was friends on Facebook.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like, we were supposed to go do a song one day, and he just started acting crazy. Like, I'm like, he don't want, nah, basically, he don't want niggas, he don't want to do a song. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I ain't fucking with the nigga no more, whatever, man. Fuck it. But he be on Facebook, the nigga, like, from my opinion, though, and I know, I read between lines and shit, man. I know what you saying. He like, nigga, he writing status like, niggas, if a nigga a king, I'm the Lord type shit. And I'm like, who you talking about then, bro? Like, yeah, you say you ain't talking about me, but who you talking about then? Shit like that. It's just, but I'm letting this shit go. I'm just like, yo, that's the big homie. Like, as far as his music shit, that's the big homie. I can't, fuck it. He can let him do what he do. So then I just it just been going and boiling up. And then I said, man, fuck it, man. Like, man, he want to do it, let's do it. Like,
me personally, I feel like I was at least the second person. When you posted that shit, I was at least top 5, the first person that heard that shit. I'm like, yo. So
I'm like, it's. I ain't gonna front though. It's kind of when I dropped that shit, it was kind of a disadvantage to him though, cause it's like, what he now he he don't be around. He like outsider now, so it's like if I drop some shit, it's hard for him to respond to me. And he know my family, like we grew up together. Him and my cousin Tron they was like best friends.
Yeah.
They was like, so it's kind of a disadvantage to him, but still, nigga, with this rap shit, fuck it, nigga. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like that's how we playing. Like
that's respect, you know, keeping the straight music, like he said. So you heard it first. It's really no issue.
Nah, we seen each other, we talk this shit, man, but it is what it is. I mean, it ain't no beef, but shit, I ain't gonna say we gonna hang out together, but
it is what it is. Everybody, you know, respect as men. So let me ask you, what do you got in store for the whole 2021?
Man, I just, right now, man, I don't even really know what I'm gonna do. All I know is I'm gonna be doing something, bro. I'm gonna keep myself busy. I'm gonna keep doing whatever I can, man. I gotta, like, right now, it's the time, man. The shit is winding down on me for my own expectations.
Okay.
So, I'm locked in right now. So, you no telling what you gonna see, bro.
So you got venting, you got a couple videos coming out. I seen you perform video.
I'm about to drop the Hood Gospel video probably next weekend probably.
Is your music on Apple, Spotify?
It's the music, the new tape venting. It's on all platforms, right? Apple, iTunes, Spotify, all that. You can go get that, man. But
where can we find you at? Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram, I'm Quay the King, BH, I think. You gotta check that shit. I done changed that shit about 3 times. I don't really, check that shit real quick. I think it's Quay the King, Quay the King.bh. That's what it is for sure.
Okay.
Quay the King.bh.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah. Snapchat is Quay_the King. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Quay Sean Blunt. What else? Twitter, Quay the King. Shit. You gonna see me though, man. Y'all gonna see me.
Do you have any, do you have any upcoming project, or are we pushing vetting for the whole 2021? How we doing it?
Man, you don't no telling what we gonna do. Like I said, we definitely gonna be pushing vetting for the whole 2021, but no telling what else. I'm gonna keep working though, man, cause I told you, man, I feel like I got expectations for myself, so I'm gonna keep working. No telling what you gonna see, man.
Yo, man, I appreciate you sitting down with the podcast, man. I told you this first one was gonna be epic. I told y'all first, man, preference the podcast, man. What's your preference? We tapping in all exclusive interviews, all real talks, man, and we keeping it 100 over here, man. Thank you again, like I said, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, large_100. That's large_100. Follow my YouTube page, Preference the Podcast, man. We tapping in all 2021 with Syracuse artists, and we going up from there, man. Appreciate Quay the King for coming out, sitting with me, and it's up from here, man. It's lit.
Preference the Podcast. Y'all know what it is, man. Tune in.
And we out.
GA was my partner though, that was the other GOAT. I could kill them niggas, but I've been taking the high road. You would've killed my killers, that's something that you and I know. Could throw my life away, but I know it's about survival. You told me you admired my strength, I was your idol. You told me young, you really the king, you fit the title. No matter what, stick to that shit you read in the Bible. He passed the cancer, was getting thin in his clothes. Sincere spirit has such a genuine soul. Diamond in the rough, compare him to a rose. Good vibes only, can tell my friends from my foes. Wish I had the answers, I wish that I was a healer. That shit came out of nowhere, that cancer shit was a thriller. Yo, how you do 15 just to come home and get lean? Without working out with no drugs, swear that shit sting. Like he got up out of that gym, just to miss things. Do God take the good ones first? That's how this shit seems. Lately I don't know if I'm living or just existing. I do know this pain, the only thing been consistent. The hood ain't the same, it's crazy, it's been conflicting. Cause ain't no more love, just niggas in competition. Swear these times are foreign, this ain't the way niggas grew up. But now how I remember these niggas, they got agendas. That's why I fuck with day one niggas who not pretenders. The hood associating with niggas that's not the members. 30 years old, met niggas from all eras. Losing co-defendants, the rest of us pallbearers. Ain't no joyful times these days, it's all terror. Gotta watch our ass, we looking in cold mirrors. Gotta have our liquor or something to knock the stress off. Know these niggas looking for something to pop the tech off. I just dropped this tape to piss the haters and press off. This for every list that y'all made and I got left off. This for every bitch I degraded and told them step off. This for all my niggas berated up in the mess halls.